Hello everyone, Nadeem here with PC.Solutions.Net. The question of the day is, how long does somebody have to be in business to become an MSP practice? MSP means Managed Service Provider, which pretty much every IT company out there is calling themselves that. And they're switching to, in the old days, IT companies were fixing technology. Then they started managing technology, and now some of us are getting to managing and reaching business goals. So, what does it take for somebody to become an MSP? There's a few things, right? Um, in the industry, we have something called a 10-minute MSP. What that means is anybody can go down to any convention within 10 minutes. They can get all the tools that an MSP needs, and that's a 10-minute MSP. The tricky part is for business owners out there to figure out which MSPs are the 10-minute MSPs. That's the question of the day, is how can you figure that out? Tools and tool sets do not make an MSP. Anybody can go get these tools. What makes an MSP is the process, what we call the secret sauce. That, like, I mean, I think we didn't even comprehend all that was involved until we had been around 10 years in business. And back in those days, there wasn't a tool set like we have now. There wasn't a bunch of tools available like we have right now, specifically for MSPs. Well, now anybody can go in 10 minutes, they can become an MSP. But they can claim to be an MSP, but that does not make them an MSP, because to be an MSP, your goal is to reduce the number of tickets, and be you have to play in so many different domains. You have to play in technology, you have to play in infrastructure, you have to play in app dev, you have to play in DevOps, you have to play in security, compliance. I mean, there's just so many different um, paths that you have to go down and get some skill set built, and then hone that skill set, make things a process. Just like you do in any business, you have to make things into a process that if you understand your process very well, you should be able to document it. If you cannot document it, you don't know your process well enough. It's the same thing with MSPs. Companies that have been in business for years and years, they have documented processes, they have tweaked these processes over time, and these processes get customers results, and that's what we focus on. That 10-minute MSP that's out there, all they're doing is being reactive. They're just fixing things that break. Back from years and years ago when we first started, that's what people used to do in IT. It was we were just fixing technology, and then we kind of went to managing technology, and now we are at a point where we are managing business goals. So we are aligning technology to where it helps and works with the business. We are translating it into business terms as opposed to just fixing technology. What does it mean? And I'm going to give you a little bit of insight into the IT world. It's almost like lawyers and the cleaning crew. Back in the day when IT companies were just fixing technology, they were the cleaning crew that comes into your office and cleans up everything. You want to get the lowest price from that cleaning crew. I mean, how, it's just cleaning the office, right? Or think about it like power, electricity. You want to pay as little as you can get away with, right? Well, of course, that'll minimize your cost. That's what IT used to be. And then the MSPs that have kind of honed their skill and done, come up with their processes and fine tune their processes where they're actually meeting business goals, those MSPs are like lawyers. And the thing is, you don't always want the cheapest lawyer. You want the best lawyer. You don't want the cheapest lawyer, right? I hope that's true. So that's the thing. That's the differentiator between somebody who is just fixing technology, they progress to then managing technology, and then finally managing business outcomes. That doesn't happen overnight. That doesn't happen in 10 minutes. That takes years and years. People have spent lifetimes doing that. There are companies out there that have multiple generations that have been doing this to get to that point. So uh, it just takes time. That's what it is. So be very cautious when selecting an MSP because pretty much everybody out there is claiming nowadays to be an MSP. That does not make them an MSP. They're just an IT company with a bunch of tools. Tools don't mean anything. You can buy the tools yourself. That will not make you an MSP. It's the experience behind it that counts. So hope that clarifies. I got a question from one of the guys, and he was like, how do you select an MSP? What is an MSP? Why MSP? And as long as a company is an MSP, is it okay for me to use them for some of the services that I need? And it's like, look, it's not a regulated industry. You gotta figure out who you're going to work with. It's like selecting that lawyer. You want to check their background, check their references, see what kind of cases they've been dealing with. Have they been working on the type of case that you have? What is their specialization? So all these things matter, and that's how you become a world class MSP. Not just an MSP, not a 10-minute MSP, definitely a world class MSP. So hopefully that'll give you a little bit of insight into the minds of IT people out there. Thanks a lot, everybody, for listening, and we'll see you next time. Have a great day and be safe.